Hi, I'm Stuey Sykes, and I'm in the process of taking you on an extraordinary journey around Australia. In my 70th year, we've taken on the project to visit all the postcodes in Australia whose number ends in 70, and it's taken us to some unusual places that we would never have gone to. In this episode, we visit postcodes that end in something 370, and I think you'll agree that the company we keep here is absolutely excellent. So we're calling this episode Three's Company. I hope you enjoy it. So today I'm in Clunes 3370 in rural Victoria, and this is Kerry Ann, who's just going to tell us a little bit about Clunes.
Hello, welcome to Clunes. Clunes is a small town here in central Victoria. We have about 600 people living here. There are a lot of beautiful historic buildings in the town. The main street is especially famous. They filmed a lot of commercials and TV shows here because it's still in quite an original state. So that's what a lot of people come to visit for here in Clunes. Mm-hmm. It's a lovely little town. Gold mining town predominantly back in the day. Yeah, so in the middle of the year, so anywhere from March to May, they have the book fair here in Clunes. And there's about 10,000 visitors that come to that. So it's a really big event. People come from far and wide. So it's quite notorious. So it is known as Clunes the Book Town, and there are a lot of booksellers that sort of have little shops up and down the street. A lot of them are closed at the moment. Unfortunately, COVID did affect some of that. But yeah, it is known for having a lot of books.
Well, thank you very much for being in my project, and thank you for your description of Clunes. So this street is Fraser Street. It's the main street in Clunes, and it's really historical and very pretty. It's as quiet as can be this afternoon. Nobody here. Wickepin is in the West Australian wheat belt. It's about 250 k's south of Perth, southeast of Perth. And that big truck will be a wheat transporting truck. So Neil, why don't you give us a little bit of a picture of what it's like around here?
Well, it's wheat sheep country, but you don't see a lot of sheep now, because when the government put in a reserve price on wool, because wool crashed, and they put a reserve price in, the government was buying all the wool, and there was no money in sheep. So everyone went multiple cropping, where they would crop the same paddock year after year after year. Different crops. So they
not just wheat.
No, canola, wheat, barley, lupins are the main ones, oats as well. And it's a break crop because you use different chemicals with some of the different varieties, so you don't get a chemical resistance.
And so you're building up the soil.
Yeah. And they mow it off what they call boot height or beer can height.
Yeah.
Real short.
Yeah.
So next year they can get the machine through without a lot of stubble. They put it through the harvester, or combine, or whatever you want to call it, and that smashes it up as well.
And so they put the sheep in afterwards, do they?
Well, that's older sheep.
Oh, right. So there's hardly any sheep left.
No. You look at all the dams, the dams in the paddocks, you'll notice a lot of grass and some regrowth of natural little shrubby bushes, because the sheep used to eat all them off. Now they've got no sheep. All the dam banks have got grass and little trees on them, or little shrubby bushes on them.
Is there any reason to still have those dams?
No.
They were there for the livestock.
Yeah, for water for the sheep.
Okay.
So it's been a massive turnaround from the way it used to be.
Today we're in Warwick in Queensland, and it's in the southern part of Queensland, not far from the New South Wales border. This is called the Southern Downs, or the Darling Downs as it's called in this area. Well, here I am in Warwick's Legends Laneway. Interestingly, there are a number of legends from this town, people who've served the town, the community, over a period of time. The chap who ran the garage, the chap who made the cricket bats, the chap who ran the liquor store, they're all famous here. I'm sitting here with Jenny and Peter, but Jenny's a native of Warwick, which is
4370.
4370.
Warwick is one of the older cities, I suppose, and Downs, Darling Downs, known for its sandstone buildings, horse events. We do big on horse events.
Like rodeos?
Like rodeos. Polo cross is very big in Warwick. Camp drafts, they have the Gold Cup.
Camp draft, yeah.
The Gold Cup is one of the biggest camp drafts.
Oh, wow.
That's in October. And I grew up at a little place called Swan Creek, which is between Warwick and Killarney. And now there's not much there, but the school that I went to.
And so the school wasn't just for people from within the town? People came from far and wide, did they?
Yeah. And of course, there wasn't transport back then. And, well, Mum's Day, they were horse and sulky, and it took too long to come to town, and obviously they stayed in town. But that school is thriving. The schools here thrive from the west, I think. There are sad things, like Peter said, the dairy industry is gone now.
Yeah.
It has in a lot of small places, and Dad was a dairy farmer.
Thank you very much for being part of my project.
Pleasure.
Glen Innes has a Scottish heritage, and here they've even got their own tartan, which is registered. Lots of souvenirs with the Glen Innes tartan. This is the only place in Australia where I've seen a graffiti tag with the postcode on it. Oh, and this is Tina, who lives here.
Yes, I live here. I was born here, so.
You're born here? Okay. So maybe you can tell us just a wee bit, just what makes Glen Innes special?
Glen Innes has a wonderful, rich history. It also has a fantastic climate, I think. It's a bit cold in winter, but the summers are absolutely beautiful. We've got some lovely old buildings down the main street. You can do a little self-guided tour down there. Our museum is awesome as well.
Oh, I've heard about some standing stones. Can you tell us about those?
Yes, the Australian standing stones are a Celtic monument.
Ooh.
They were built 30 years ago now. We know who built these ones, not like the ones over in the other hemisphere. Yes, well worth going up to have a look at. We've also got a new skywalk that's opening today.
Today?
Today.
Ooh.
So worth going up to have a look at that.
As well, yeah. Okay.
It's up above the standing stones, which are on a hill on the edge of town. We have a big Celtic festival every year in May that's growing bigger and bigger every year. The whole town is filled up with people with bagpipes and kilts. And
Is there a Celtic history to the town? Is it the Scottish people originally here, or?
Yes, the first white settlers were predominantly Scottish, and that's why there's so many Scottish place names around Glen Innes.
Well, Tina, thank you very much for being in my project. I appreciate it. You're a film star for today.
Oh, right, great. Thank you very much. Enjoy your time in Glen Innes.
Thank you. Today is the opening day, the special opening of the Glen Innes Skywalk, Highlands Skywalk. And we're going to go and see them opening it and go for a walk on it. And these people are all gathered here for the special opening ceremony. This gives a fantastic viewpoint over the whole of the town of Glen Innes. Well, quite a mixed bag of places we went to again this time. I think you'll agree it was an interesting one. We've now visited the postcodes ending in 0, 1, 2, 3 and 470. Next time we'll be going to the ones that end in 570, and we'll be calling that one Fives Alive. I look forward to seeing you then.